welcome to Nacho Tabletop. I'm Zach.
I'm Mac.
And today we are talking about a recap of our Cartographers board game tournament for 2025.
Yes.
And yeah, this is...
the 8th annual.
The 8th or 7th?
I don't know.
I think it's 7th.
I can't remember how long we've been doing this.
It's been a while, actually. And yeah, it's kind of just a tournament that I do with friends and family once a year, kind of around Labor Day it's been the last few years.
Yeah.
And usually, recently has had some form of theme.
Yeah.
And then we kind of play 7 to 10 games in that and come up with a grand champion winner. And this year's theme, just because I have maybe had my fair share of wins in the tournament, and I'm the one that usually comes up with the theme, with the games, I put it together. And typically the way I do it is I try to get games that are kind of the hour to hour and a half at most, can play up to 5 players. So it kind of is already a little bit like it's got to fit into this type of slot and box. It's not necessarily that I'm just like I'm going to pick the games I think I'm best at and I'm going to try to whoop up on everyone.
Definitely.
But yeah, so this year we ended up doing People's Choice so that everyone else could kind of submit some options. Yeah. Yes. And yeah, I was like I thought the options that were kind of submitted for everyone were pretty solid. And yeah, this is kind of a video just to talk a little bit about how I thought those played in kind of terms of a tournament, if you're trying to run a day-long tournament and try to get a decent amount of games in, not just, get maybe a couple longer ones, depending on what you're trying to do. Yeah. Obviously, if you're playing, like, specifically this game kind of tournament, this is kind of just, I don't know, a way to have a little bit of everything, I think.
Yeah. Brings kind of people together, gets them kind of some new games, and I think that's the thing is a lot of these are new games to most of the people coming, so we can't have, a long...
Something that's really complicated to understand.
Yeah, we can't put in, like, Tapestry or something if half the people haven't played it. We can't, that it's going to be way too much to learn. So.
Right, and try to pick ones that, aren't giving people that know the game a huge advantage to some extent. There's only so much you can do with that, but
you can only mitigate it so far.
But yeah, trying to get all those things to fit. And yeah, for this day we ended up with I guess, what did we end up starting with, Maggie?
We started with trekking. We had 3 tables. We started with trekking.
We ended up having 9 people, so
yeah, trekking through history, Kingdom Builder, and Potion Explosion were the 3 starting tables. So,
and I thought those were kind of some unique picks. I think each one of those, at least Potion Explosion and Kingdom Builder, hadn't really played a lot of either of those myself, so kind of had to do, I think did we play both of them on Board Game Arena as a test run the night before?
We did.
Just to kind of be like, okay, how does this play? And they both are pretty simple games, which makes it a lot easier to go into it and be able to teach the people. And I think it's easy for people to understand, like, Potion Explosion is kind of like a Candy Crush type thing where you're trying to get like colors of marbles to smash and then pick all the marbles that do that up and kind of fulfill contracts essentially, and it's just kind of that game loop over and over until someone triggers the end of the game. And it's pretty simple. I thought that one went pretty well. I would say that would be a good one for a tournament if you were running one.
I think people liked it. I think a lot of people. I don't think I heard any negative feedback about that one.
So. No, I would agree. And that was one where, it feels different from probably all the rest of the games on here, and just in general, it's kind of a different feeling one, and you'll kind of know if it's one for you or not, I think. But then Kingdom Builder, another one that we hadn't played much before that, but another simple one where you're just pretty much putting buildings out. Yeah. I think this is one where it is a good one because it's really, really fast. Yeah. It's almost too fast.
But I think experience helps.
But this one, yes. Experience could really... Yeah. And then understanding very quickly, like, okay, there are these scoring conditions. I have to do these scoring conditions. This is what I have to focus on. I can't just be willy-nilly putting things out there from the start. You have to immediately start trying to fulfill them because that's where all the points are in the game.
Yeah.
So if you even miss that first couple turns or don't fully understand that was kind of where you first place, you could set yourself up to have a bad time.
Yep.
Depending on the scoring cards. I don't remember what they were in our one, but
definitely.
Yeah. Overall, I think the time it takes to play it was good. If you want to get quick games for tournaments, I think in that case it works really, really well. But yeah, there could be that potential kind of, if people have played it a lot, I think they're going to have a big advantage over people that have never played it before in that game, potentially.
Well, and I think the only one who had probably played it a lot was probably Zachary, and I think he lost at his table.
Yeah, I don't think I don't think it's a guarantee that you're going to win, but I think.
But he probably hasn't played it in a while, so
yeah,
it's probably equal spacing there.
That's true. But yeah, and then the third one, Trekking Through History, I guess is also one we haven't played all that much. It's one that I also really like. It's kind of a, I don't know if you'd call it Racco style thing. It's the closest I can think. It's not quite Racco, but
I can think.
You're trying to get trekking through history, so you're trying to get cards in order in your tableau of getting more and more recent and kind of collecting these different chips to fulfill other things on
just random point stuff.
Yeah, just random point stuff. And yeah, I think it's another one that's easy to understand. But I'm trying to think, would you say that one has any issues with potentially if you've played it a lot or not?
I mean, I think I've only played it like 3 times, so maybe you can better gauge, but you're coming to the table and you're not sure what these other people are going to do on their first time playing it, so I think that could be hard.
You're right, that could be the case for any game.
Yeah, and like the cards, the extra pieces with the points that you get, I don't know that you really get an advantage because it all depends on what comes out. So
yeah,
I think it's pretty minimal. If there is stuff there, I think it's pretty minimal.
I guess the only reason I was thinking it was because the 2 people at my table of 3 ended up going, there's these wild cards that
you just didn't explain it very well.
Yeah.
No.
I explained it well. But there's these wild cards that just kind of count as the most recent year, and you kind of just keep going then that way. And they just kept going back and forth taking these wild cards, which I don't know if that's the best strategy. I haven't played it enough to know. Maybe there is a strategy behind that, but it really felt, since both of them were doing it, it wasn't really gaining them anything, and I was just able to, then at that point, knowing they were waiting for cards, I'm like, well, if they're waiting, that means I can restart and I can go boom, 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 boom with these cards out here because they can't take them unless they reset. Yeah. So the fact that both of them were doing it, I guess that opened it up for me, and that's just what made me feel that. But I think overall it probably isn't that big of an advantage. Yeah. But so I would say all 3 of those were pretty solid options.
Yeah.
Or which one of those 3 would you take out if you were hosting a tournament yourself? Let us know in the comments below which one of those you would take out.
I don't know. I think Kingdom Builder, it was just so much shorter.
The worst part about Kingdom Builder is it's so much shorter. It's like it makes it nice because you can actually match it with something even shorter, probably.
Right. And I mean, you can take a break then, which, I mean, we had put out cinnamon rolls, and like I like to have food and stuff for people, something to do, but when they're sitting around waiting for games, I kind of feel bad. So maybe Kingdom Builder, but and they like
not playing these
Explosion, so I think
not playing these ones. I think I misjudged. I kind of thought Kingdom Builder was longer than that, I guess. So
Sorry.
But yeah, then we got into the next set of games.
We split into two because we had 9, so it was 4 and 5. Kind of had given points out for those first 3 games, and then split kind of down the middle with that. And then were the next 2 were those, I think we did Space Base in between. Raw and Space Base. Didn't we end on these 2?
Oh yeah. Space Base had been in a previous tournament and kind of got a villain arc going.
A little rowdy. Yeah.
Space Base kind of has had a dark shadow following it as a game ever since that tournament.
Yeah.
So the second that this was suggested, but it was the only one that they requested, and I was like,
We had to go take a card out of the game.
Like, I don't know if I should do it. But I brought it back. That was the one that was picked, and I'm like, okay, I think as long as I take... there's a card in there that is just not good, and we took that out, and I think it went well with the games that we had this time. More along what I kind of was hoping for that initial time, but I thought that went a lot better, and I think that's another one that's mostly easy enough to understand, but there are some cards in there that are a little harder. The ones where you kind of have to put a cube on them to kind of charge them and then trigger them.
In fact, I did teach that wrong, so that was good.
Yes, so that is the one part about space-based. We were a little strapped for time
getting this tournament together, so I'm going to blame it on that.
Yes, so, I think, space-based, it's a good option. It might not be my first pick if I was putting together a tournament, unless everyone knew how to play it. Just because there are some of those cards that are a little bit more difficult to understand.
A little more intricate. And then, one table is going with space-based, the other table is going with raw.
Raw.
Yep.
And that's a game that can play very differently each time, and I think the concept of raw is easy to understand. I think everyone picked it up very quickly. It's just,
just knowing what scores, how
you will get all those chips out there. That's how it will work. Once you understand how it can be triggered, I think that makes sense. And I think the only thing people had problem with this was the scoring of the flood tiles and the Nile tiles, and how that worked, because the symbology on there has like a multiplier thing, which is, I will agree, very confusing. I guess I didn't notice that, and we haven't played this one that much, but I did not notice that originally, and then I looked at it, and I was like, I can definitely see why you would think that it meant that those would multiply against each other, and that was unfortunately not the case, but I think overall this is one that works for that kind of thing, just because, I don't know.
I disagree.
I think it can play out very differently.
Yeah.
I think that's what makes it fun in that case.
It was not fun.
You just don't like raw in general.
I didn't hate it the first time we played it, but the second time I was like, this is the worst game. There's nothing I hate more than trying to outthink my opponents in a betting game like that. I was like, no. We got 4 rounds into it, and I was like, this is going to be awful.
And there might be some things where people have played it more. I think raw could suffer from that a little bit.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think some people maybe caught on early that, hey, there's a chance that I might be the last person bidding, and I can just keep trying to fill this baby up.
Yeah.
And that it might work out. But then, like in our game, the second game of it, that did not work out that way. I think Taylor actually kept the 16 bid, which was the highest bid. He kept it for 2 rounds and did not spend it in either round because those raw tiles kept coming out of the bag and triggered the end game early.
Wow.
In each of the first 2 rounds. So, you win some, you lose some with that strategy. In your game, they won some.
They won some. Someone won.
And then with the whole group, we ended up playing Cartographers. And I've actually become a little gun-shy, scared to do these everyone plays the game, verb and verb games, because for some reason in my head, I always think, these are going to go smooth, because usually they're a little bit lighter, and for some reason, I don't know what it is, they just tend to take forever. People don't fully understand them sometimes.
Oh, really?
I feel like in the past that's happened. This year it did not happen.
Oh, okay.
And so I was very happy with how well it went this year, because that was my one worry, because I'm like, we've done it a couple times. I think Cartographers was one of the times, and I was like, I just thought this would be easier to understand, but I don't even remember what the problem ended up being, but or maybe it was just taking some people longer than others, but I was just like, ooh, I'm just worried about this one. But no, it went really smoothly, and that's kind of what I would have expected in the previous times, but just because of how it had happened before, I was a little nervous.
I wasn't, I guess, but...
Well, I know you're not nervous. It's your favorite game, almost.
I don't remember Cartographers not going over well, but I remember...
I don't know that it didn't go over well. I think it just took way... Like, I thought, it shouldn't take...
I remember
simultaneous...
Railroads, or...
Yeah, that one... That was another one. That one...
That one didn't. And Welcome To, for some reason, was a hard one, I think.
Yeah. Maybe I was thinking those two. Maybe it wasn't Cartographers.
But I think Panda Express...
Yeah, I knew two of them did
not. The dice one that we did with the board was
Panda
fine.
Royale.
Yeah.
But yeah. I just know some of them have not worked out as I would have expected.
Yeah.
So, I was a little nervous, but I was very happy with how it ended up. So, yeah. I would have previously suggested that would be a good one for that, and now I would confirm it can be.
It can be.
But maybe we did actually play that one before. Maybe I was just thinking those other ones you mentioned.
I can't remember now.
Yeah, so we did that, and then we had Between Two Castles and Ticket to Ride UK.
No, we didn't play UK. We ended up playing...
we played Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Because, that was the 5-player version, and we needed 5-player.
Yeah, I put UK, but then we didn't actually end up playing.
Yes, that one. It could only go to 4 players. But, yes, the Between Two Castles, I think, now has the most appearances in the Nacho Board Game Tournament series.
We're going to have a long rest after this.
I think it's either its 3rd or 4th time in it. Because, that's... Obviously, I think that is a good one to put in the tournament. Mm-hmm. And it's a quick one. You can play it with a lot of players. It's semi-cooperative, so even if someone doesn't fully understand it, which I think it's already a pretty simple game, that I think it makes a lot of sense. A lot of them have, like, if you have this symbol here, it scores points. I think maybe the one that I think we had actually been playing wrong until the tournament one of the years was I think it's the yellow rooms, where it's kind of connected, or the orange rooms.
Yeah.
We thought, I don't even remember now what we had thought it was.
I think we thought they had to be connected directly to that tile, orthogonally adjacent.
I think that's what we thought, and we just always wondered why. Because I think there were other tiles that did that same exact thing, and we were like, well, why does it say it this way for this one, but no, it was kind of biggest clustered group that has at least one piece connected to it. So, yeah, I think that would maybe be the hardest thing if you had a couple of people that didn't understand it kind of working together.
Yeah, there are some, like, minute details in that one that you don't really think about, like the room type icon things. And, I had it, but I lost it in my brain.
The mirrors and stuff?
Oh, the bonuses. Yeah, the mirrors and the torches and stuff, and then, like, the bonuses, like, if you get 3 rooms, kind of how that all fits together, so.
Yeah, but overall, I think it works pretty well, because I think a lot of us that end up playing this have played this game a lot, so I don't know that it's ever been, like, all new people playing it together, because then maybe it could be confusing, so it's usually paired with someone that has played it before, so it makes it a lot easier. But then Ticket to Ride Pennsylvania was actually the first time we ever played the game.
Yep.
Played a Ticket to Ride game, and well, no, not the first time we'd ever played a Ticket to Ride game.
Right.
First time we'd ever played that map, and this one came with these shares that you could get by laying down track and areas. You could kind of pick different options for most of them. Some might have had only one option, but then kind of at the end you get bonus points for whoever has the most shares in there, but otherwise most of the rest of it plays pretty much like Ticket to Ride. And I thought the shares added kind of that cool element to it. I think it was simple enough to work. Once you start saying shares sometime, it starts being like, oh no, it's going to be...
choir!
It's going to be kind of some scary game where you have to manage money and sell and buy and stuff. But no, it is nothing like that. You are just kind of gaining them throughout the game, and then at the end, whoever has the most of them will get some bonus points from that. And I thought that was a pretty solid choice for a Ticket to Ride game to be in the tournament. And
just because a lot of people already know the base of how it runs.
Kind of gives it a little extra to what the original is. So I like that. And those were kind of all the games that we ended up playing. And I think this year, actually, all of them were pretty good games for tournament play for this style of thing. We're trying to play kind of 8 to 10 tournaments.
Except for
8
Raw,
to 10
I
games.
agree with you, but
Wow. You don't think that's a good option?
No.
Why?
I think it's totally disadvantaged to anybody who hasn't played it.
But you had played it.
I know, one time.
You said you got whooped.
I did get whooped.
But how many times did they play it? They didn't play it more than one time.
None. But I wouldn't say one time is enough to know it. I went into that game basically blind, as if I hadn't played it, because it had been like a year.
Well, then you have no idea if your point is good or not.
Well, my point is good. I didn't have fun with playing it.
Okay.
Therefore, not a good
I think some of the other people had fun playing it. The ones that were winning.
Well, I know that 2 people at our table did not have fun playing it, and the other 2 did, but that's what made it chaotic.
Yes. Okay. That one, I don't know.
It's fine.
The thing with that one, I don't know. Is there a way to screw people in that one? I don't know, because that's the one problem.
Someone was trying to screw me for no reason.
That's one other problem with this game, or with the picking games.
Yeah.
Is you need to look out for ones where you can target players easily.
That makes for a bad tournament.
And I don't know. Even if you might not like Ron, it is kind of a little crazy sometimes.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can intentionally go after someone in that one. Maybe. I don't know. But,
I don't know.
Yeah, so you kind of had to put the ones where you could potentially target people, maybe up towards the first games of the day, if there's any bit of that. And then
seed that back.
Try to open it up.
Away.
Close that out at the end.
Uh-huh.
But I thought overall it went pretty well. I think most people seem to have a good time, hopefully.
I think so. They keep coming back.
Yeah.
Most of them.
Yeah, and then unfortunately it also ended with me winning.
Yeah.
That's the problem trying to get people to come back.
Once again.
I did not. This time I honestly did not think I was going to win, and actually...
I was shocked when you told me you won, because I was like, wait, I thought you were like 3 people back.
I was, and I didn't think, but we had changed the scoring this year.
Yeah.
Because, I think it is valid points. People were kind of saying, like, depending on what the scores were and stuff, you could be very close to first.
Mm-hmm.
And so the way I initially scored things was usually, like, if it was a 4-player game, winner would get 4 points, second place would get 3, third place would get 2, and last would get 1 point. So, just a uniform going down. But technically, in some games, you could be, like, just a few points off and be in 4th place, and you're getting barely any points. So this year tried something a little bit different, tried it based on the high score in that game, and took anyone else's points over that, and took the percentage, and multiplied that by the 4 for points. So if you scored almost the same as the person that got first, you'd end up getting almost all the points that they got. So it made things a lot tighter in some games, and that's why I really thought I couldn't come back, because it made it hard to make up a lot of points. So I still don't know if that's maybe the best method to do it. I don't know. Still trying to debate if you continue with that, go back to the old, try to come up with some combination of something else. Let me know in the comments below if you've made it this far and you have any ideas of how could make that a little bit, maybe more of both sides of that. Where
Did you
can
also
still
do points for high score?
Yeah, I think you also got like an additional point for the highest score scored in a game.
Maybe you should give a point for lowest score out of everything.
The lowest score out of everything.
Because then maybe I could be in the running.
You have won this tournament. You're one of 3 people that has won the tournament.
One of 3 people. And to say that the other 2, other than you, have won only 1 time, you're just too good, but not good enough.
Yeah, apparently not good enough. I haven't won in Vegas.
You can't do it for money, but you can
do it there,
for this
but
little
can do it for
trophy.
this little meeple, 3D printed meeple. But yeah, let us know what you think of these games. If you'd play a tournament with these, or if these are too light for you, if you would only play tournaments of like one specific game.
And remember that the people we played with picked these games. So like they sent us some options, and we had to choose based on timing and player count and stuff.
No.
So these were not necessarily our picks, except for Zach. He picked Raw, which I dislike.
Luckily, that was me picking. That's why she can hate on it.
I can't hate on it.
But yeah, that Ticket to Ride really makes me think one of these years.
A Ticket to Ride.
Oh, Ticket to Ride. Or maybe just a side thing that we do at some point. Maybe a Christmas train tournament. just Ticket to Ride games for fun. Get a little 3D printed train.
A holiday themed.
Holiday one.
Train.
Let us know if you think that would be any fun and how you would score something like that. But yeah, otherwise, we hope to see you on the next one. And as always, don't forget to keep on nibbling on our content.